Zauberberg Kennels here with another awesome video showing you the process with a 3-month-old puppy that has been clicker conditioned, how to create the place behavior, and later on how to put it on a cue, meaning using a word, attaching it to that particular behavior. He's getting clicked for getting on the board, and the reinforcement is indirectly after the click off the board. So we can easily anticipate that he's going to do it again after he got the reward off the place, and he's doing it and gets the click. Gets off because the food is tossed and repeats the behavior. It's called fluency. When behavior gets fluent, meaning it happens over and over again, we have predictability through fluency that the behavior is going to reoccur. Here I'm starting to click him for getting on there and then standing still instead of being in movement on the placeboard, because at the end of the day we want the dog to remain and be calm on the cart or on a place, whatever that might be. So I time my click to where shortly after he gets on there and he stands still, I will reward him off the board. Here I clicked him in between for interest in the crate, which is a behavior we want to create later on. So I'm not 100% focused on the place in this session. Activity is always a good thing to have. So that this session ends, and we move on to the next one right here. Consecutive, next session. Same thing. I click for the behavior of going on there and reward indirectly after the click off the board. You see in this session that he is much more enthusiastic and shows great fluency. So I decide to put a cue to the behavior, meaning that I say the word every time I can tell that the behavior is going to happen.
Place. Place. Place.
So I am attaching a word to the behavior, such as you would teach a child a name of an object by showing the object and calling it a name.
Place.
Always have your hand reloaded just in case the dog doesn't focus on the throw. All right. Now at the end of the session, I'm just gonna condition his name for a few repetitions, meaning that I say his name and I present the food. It doesn't mean he has to come to me necessarily,
There.
He just needs to learn that hearing the sound that I'm making, his name, means
There.
that food is coming.
There.
Logically, if that process is successful, we will see the dog come to you if he hears his name or that particular word, because he wants to come and pick up the food.
Good boy. Yeah. Good.
Here's the next session of the place behavior.
Place.
You see that the food is sitting there, and he tried to go after it on the couch, but the attempt wasn't successful. The way to get it, even though the dish is sitting right there with a bunch of treats, the way to get it, to get the click actually and get the food out of that dish, is to go on the place. So we have great fluency, and I keep on calling that behavior a name, which is place. Here I didn't toss too far, or far enough I should say.
Place.
Interesting to see that in this session the dog, after receiving reinforcement, clicks and reinforcement in the right moment, how enthusiastic he has gotten after the very first session. Just rewind and see how, I don't want to say passive, but not active or intense he was in the beginning about this whole behavior and the exercise.
Place. Place.
Now I'm training him to do the same behavior, even though I am in a different position, which means I am standing up instead of sitting, which was the same picture for the first few sessions. I am sitting and the directions are always kind of the same. And now I'm standing up for number one, which is a different picture, and I am in a different position to the placeboard. Dogs learn pictures, always keep that in mind. So here he's got a jackpot on the card and he is getting to eat his dinner.